Hi, I'm Eddie Wall, and we are in Winter Park, Colorado at the 2015-2016 Transworld Snowboarding Goodwood board test. We're here with one of the winners, the Ride Jake Blauvelt Berzerker. If you've owned this board in the past, or if you've had friends who've owned this board in the past, going into this year, they did make a lot of changes, so definitely keep that in mind when you're looking to possibly buy this. One of the things that they changed were the flex. Jake Blauvelt rides a stiffer snowboard than I think any pro out there, and his boards have always been so unbelievably stiff, and this year they actually toned that down a little bit, and I think that's because everybody else can't really maneuver a board like Jake Blauvelt. So they made this quite a bit softer. It's still not a soft board, but for ride standards, it is a number 5 on their 1 through 10 chart. So that is a big change in the board. They also changed the shape of the nose and the tail. Just gave it a little bit more of this new blunt, shape that's kind of getting popular right now. And speaking of the tip and the tail, this board is directional, but because of the way they're shaped, it is very good for going switch. So keep in mind, it is technically a directional board, but also is going to be fine going switch. The sidewalls is another thing. They have the urethane sidewalls, and urethane is what they make skateboard wheels out of. So it's kind of this rubber that gives it a little bit of a dampening feel. So if you're going over some kind of, chunky parts of the run or things like that, this is gonna help dampen the board and give it a little bit more forgiveness rather than just like a harsh vibe. One of the other things this board has is the carbon X's all throughout it, and it also has carbon stringers that run from tip to tail. And what that does is when you're making a turn, it kind of distributes the flex and the torsion of the board evenly. So it actually makes a board extremely responsive, and it reacts to every little movement of your body. So that is something that's very nice. It also does add a little bit of stiffness, but to get that reactiveness, it's kind of worth it. This is definitely an all mountain board, all mountain charger. If you really love going in the park and hitting some rails along with riding the rest of the mountain, this might not be your board. This is definitely for someone riding who likes to ride really fast, charging all conditions, powder, chunder, slush, and definitely, dropping cliffs and things like that. You can definitely take it in the park, but it's definitely gonna be better just out cruising around the whole rest of the mountain. Another reason it's good for cruising the whole mountain is that this is a normal camber, traditional camber board, but then in the nose, it actually comes up to a little bit of a reverse camber, which actually makes this board way more stable when you're going really fast, especially through some chundery snow. And it's also will help you stay afloat a lot better when you're riding powder. So overall, great board, and definitely all mountain, powerful rider. You want to be very strong on your feet to have this board. So that's it. This is the Ride Berzerker, the Jake Blauvelt Pro model, one of the winners of the All Mountain Series here at the 2015-2016 Transworld Snowboarding Goodwood.